I never know quite when it's going. I think it's going. How is everyone? Okay, I am a few minutes early, so we're going to give everyone a moment to jump on while I see if I can play with this. There we go. So you guys can see me too. All right, in all my glory. Happy Saturday! And happy Play to Create Day. I always look forward to this in the month of August. August, of course, clearly has been really busy for me. I'm sure for a lot of us, August has a way of doing that. So this is a much needed break from just the hustle and bustle of life. And, you know, there really is something about scrapbooking, for whatever it's worth, that just slows things down just for a season, just for, well, for a moment, for a few hours. Really, what we're talking about is a few hours here. But what a difference that can make. Um, life life is moving fast, and life brings a lot of changes and things. And so be able to sit down with some memories and just kind of like simmer in them and reflect on them is really kind of a just an amazing thing to be able to do. So happy Play to Create Day. We are going to play to create. So get ready to play to create. Are you guys with me? Hopefully you're with me. Okay. I think a few of you guys are jumping on. Let me check out the chats here. Make sure everything is good. Awesome. Hello, Lori, Linda, Liz, Dawn, Trudy, Joni. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to hear what you guys are going to create with. Honestly, just like any live event, are you scrapbooking? Are you doing something else? Are you just hanging out? You know what? All is awesome. So whatever it is that you're doing is awesome. But you know, my brain was about an hour before this event. I was like, what am I going to do? I have a few projects that I wanted to create with, and that's really all we're going to do. Is I'm going to sit in Scrapbook. You guys can sit. You can ask questions. Um, this is not Zoom, unfortunately, but hopefully, if we can, I don't know, maybe we play with that tonight. If there's a specific question you have or want to try, I don't know. I think I did the wrong thing. I was about to say, I think I could turn people's live videos on here too, but I haven't quite played with that. So maybe we shouldn't mess with it. I'll test it another day, technically wise. But feel free to ask questions as we go along. Um, and if there's anything specific that you guys need help with, I'm here. Okay. However, we could do this, uh, you know, among the interwebs here. So, Terry says, I'm finishing sorting my old material and then I'm making cards. Sweet. That's awesome. The old material, so like material you've had for a long time. Linda says, last night with our granddaughter's family before we hit the road again on Monday at a Mexican restaurant currently. Ooh, you just remind me. I was going to eat and I didn't eat. Oh, well, we might have to speed up this process. But you said Mexican restaurant and I was like, Susan, you didn't eat. I have a habit of doing that. I just was so excited. I just, you know what? The scrapbooking is going to have to energize me, I guess, tonight. Really, though. Awesome. Well, guys, I wanted to let me push to the front view, and I thought, you know what? Not a different angle, because really, honestly, the way my creative process is when I scrapbook is very similar every single time. I design, trace, cut, ink, replace. But inside of that creative process, we do have picking out paper and pictures and those things that come before, right? And this is something in the Kiwi Club specifically, we really try to hyper focus on, because as you streamline that previous process to actually creating process, it really helps just smooth all of those things out where you can feel like you're actually being efficient and effective and when you sit down to scrapbook, but also to do so in a way that feels blissfully simple, right? To feel that blissfully simple. And that's really where the play to create method came to be, is to help that process just to have something that you can depend on, right? When you sit down to scrapbook, you know, instead of staring at an empty page, I'm just going to start playing, right? And so the play to create method, just because we are talking about it, is so much more than just a method. It's also kind of a mindset. when you hit certain obstacles or situations. There's really a lot to be said of applying that to kind of everyday life situations here. So I've really experimented with this in my own life, but really allowing yourself to explore, right? That's what play is about, to explore, to see your options before you're like feeling so overwhelmed or worried about cutting into your paper or things like that. And so I've really applied this method to pretty much a lot of things, the way I look at things. So as we play to create, really maybe think about that today on this special day, because it's definitely something, like I said, I've applied in my own life, and it's helped change my mindset. It helps me really come to that creative muscle, expand in myself, and I think that creativity really starts to open and to see more in not only in your hobbies, but in your home front, in your careers, and all of these places, as you utilize that inherent part of you, that creative muscle that we all have, but give it the freedom to just breathe and discover. So yeah. No, really though, it really is allowing you the freedom to play. So let's get to playing. Are you guys ready? Let's get to playing. Like I said, whatever it is, whatever phase of a creative process that you're at, you might be organizing something. That's part of that creative process, bringing order to things. And then it's possibly like, just pulling a few elements out that you're going to work with, and then taking those elements and rearranging them in your own way, in a new way. And each page that is yours, in this case scrapbooking, is unique to you. And so whatever phase of that creative process that you're at, I am excited that you're here and you're joining us. Now, because you're joining us, if you do not have the Nature Walk sketchbook, this is one of our most popular sketchbooks, because the scrapbooking kit of Nature Walk is fastly becoming pretty popular, maybe even over Paisley Place. We'll give it a year or two and see what happens here, because Paisley's Place has earned its top of the leaderboard for quite a long time there. But if you already have this, then send it to a friend or somebody. But in honor of National Play to Create Day, if you use coupon, here, let me put this down on the top here. Play to the number 2. Don't mind my handwriting here, guys. Play to Create 2024. You put this in your cart. If you don't have it, like I said, or you want to send it to a friend, please do. It's free for all of you guys that are joining me live, okay? And this will be good till midnight tonight. So don't feel like you have to go, but write that down, that coupon code, Play to Create 2024. Okay. All right. So here is where my current project mindset is sitting. It's a lot. I'll explain it, but so I scrapbooked to this page, and I shared it in the different social channels on the webs and things like that. And I shared a little bit about kind of the process of this page, and I've been encountered with this situation a few times as I've gone to scrapbook, just some of these special milestone pictures that I have lately that I'm excited to, and I just want to simmer in them a little bit during the season that I'm in. So for example, my daughter's engagement pictures, I started with Riley's wedding pictures, and I don't have any of Maddie's wedding pictures, but that will come. But here's the thing. I notice that as I go to pick pictures or paper for these, I might have to design some kiwi clubs to match these. I'm just saying, guys. But, I'm picking. I'm trying to choose and try to find color palettes. So let me explain. On this page, I had this one piece of paper, right? And I utilized our picking paper guide that we share about the 5 patterns. You have a main pattern, you have 2 for your background, some supportings, and blenders. But the blenders are also kind of what help soften and not feel so overwhelmed when you're working with pattern papers. Anyways, so usually it's a main pattern that starts that, and then I have to find some background sheets and then some other supporting and blenders. So in this case, what happened was I had this pattern, the flower pattern, right? And then I literally digged through my stash to find coordinating patterns because I didn't really have anything else that was the mood and that was from this collection. It was just a one sheet that I had that I felt like would work. So I pulled these other ones in, again, following that paper guide that we share. So I love this page. Came together. It's an awesome page. Definitely a great one to build kind of another layout. I might repeat the same layout spread a few different times. It's a fun spread. So if you're looking for something to create tonight and this inspires you, hopefully the positioning of these pictures and different things, treat it like a sketch and see what you can come up with yourself. Okay, so go ahead and take up a screenshot if you'd like to do that on this picture page. Now, why I was mentioning that pattern paper, because I found myself in the same situation for this one that I have in progress currently on my scrapbooking table. So this is something that I started to kind of pick at, oh gosh, night or so ago. I had an evening and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go into my scrapbooking room. So I came in here and I started to pick at it. But again, part of that, those processes, you got to pick your pictures, which I knew I wanted to do these. And then purple, right? So again, I might have to create a Kiwi Club paper line around this because I have a lot more pictures to accomplish with this. Now, Linda Hanson, I think you're here. You said you were at the restaurant, but she sent me this special gift. It's a Simple Stories pack, and we were talking about my daughter's wedding pictures, and I was like, I don't really have paper that's like purple. I think I might have to design one. And so she saw this and she sent it to me. So this has been sitting in my stash for a moment, and very sweet. So yes, it clearly has some purple in here, but I was like finally just getting around to where, let me test this out. So here's the thing. When you have collections like this, and I know we've talked about this, and I'm not like hyping on it to be like negative. I'm just hyping on it because this is a situation we all face. So that's kind of what I'm going to be sharing a little bit tonight on top of cropping. But I hope that by sharing a little bit too, we all walk away with some insights, some pages finished. And by the way, I will be doing some giveaways during this live event as well. But with that said, here's the thing with these paper packs. I opened it, I'm like, oh, on the outside, everything looks so beautiful. And I was like, okay, let me see. I got some sticking stuff here, what I can do with this. A lot of these patterns are kind of what I would categorize as your like main patterns, right? Which are fun, but not necessarily like, I don't know personally from my style and also experience if I would necessarily put some of these layered together, because it would just be like, what? It would like scream at you, which is why we share kind of our paper guide formula that we've discovered as we've tested and experienced utilizing our paper stash in a way that still creates a beautiful page but does not like override your pictures. And so for me, that's kind of always that balance that I do strive for on my layouts, because I love that creative touch. I love having these moments where I get some free time, you know, to enjoy the creative process, to go from start to finish, and to have that fulfillment of finishing a page, and to have my creative touch part of my overall life experience. For me, it's really both. It's about documenting the stories and the memories, but also that creative expression. That's what makes scrapbooking so enjoyable for me. So, but you know, you really want that balance. So between the patterns and stuff. All right, so I found myself in the same situation that I was just expressing on this layout. Okay, I had this one pattern. I was like, let's go with the butterfly one. So I pulled that one out. It came out of this collection. This is a Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Life in Bloom. And look, is what I think the collection is called. Yeah. And so from there, I then had to go, this is actually another paper line. You can see, not from the same paper line. I just was looking for any paper that I had some sense of purple in because I wanted to bring that in. And then as far as these little details, this is where I had to go pull in to complete that 5 paper formula that we're talking about. Main pattern, supporting pattern, but then I also needed 2 backgrounds, which we'll come back to the background comment in a moment, because that struggle is real too sometimes. And then I ended up having to pull, I'm not planning on using this other site, but I was just had to go through my paper stash. In this case, more of my random scraps that I had these in, and pulled in some of these greens and pinks. And, you know, for the most part, I'm going to have this little collage here and this little collage here, probably a little title. And that's really, I'm going to keep it kind of focused on these pictures. And I think I might try to squeeze in another picture or two in this case. I'm going to start a new page for tonight. I'm going to slide this to the side, but I will finish it here. Maybe we'll see how the night goes. But again, as I expressed this process, I wanted to emphasize that reality, so to speak, again, kind of fronted with, okay, I have a main pattern. Now I need to go find a supporting. And so sometimes you might need that. Sometimes even though you're buying these collections, you still have to put together somewhat of what, you guys see that? Is it blurry? I swear, if it gets blurry again, I'm going to have a heyday. It's kind of bright. The light's really bright. Okay. So anyways, so where was I at? Just the fact that you'll have to put together your own paper kits. Pamela, I just saw your comment. Sorry. Yes, this will be available later. Actually, if you click on any event over in the events under circle and you click on past, the link will be there. Usually within like 2 to 3 business days, we'll repost it as a post so that you can see that post as a replay. But because it was the weekend, like yesterday's event hasn't been posted. We'll get that posted probably on Monday, possibly, most likely. But with that said, you can always click on events, and then at the top it's like, gosh, what does it say? Past events. There's like this little tab that you can click on, and then it will have the past events. You click on event and it will have like the replay uploaded there without it being reposted. Hopefully that makes sense. So yes, okay. Is this helpful? I'm still going. I'm still trying to get to exactly the point that I'm trying to make. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is I decided, as I'm looking at this paper collection with the reality that this paper collection is more made for my main patterns, which means I'm going to have to do a little bit of the heavy lifting and finish out some of that selection of papers to accommodate and utilize this paper, which, like I said, I wanted to use, and so I just want to utilize it, which is where I kind of got to this phase on this layout. So I'm going to do similar, oops, I'm going to put this to the side as like this. This is sometimes what I do. I'll sit down and scrapbook a little bit and then put it to the side and then come back and scrapbook a little bit. I can do that now because I don't have little ones necessarily in my home at this phase of my life. So it is nice. I can do a little here, a little there. So let's go through that concept one more time. Actually, this pattern and this pattern are part of this collection. Again, more of your main patterns. So again, fun, but it's busy, you know, things like that. So we're going to kind of focus a little bit on the more pretty side today, because naturally this kit has a fun vibe and theme about it. I have some pictures left over at Debbie's wedding that I thought, well, maybe I'll try to scrapbook with this pattern. It has a little bit of that vibe that I thought would be really pretty with. But again, looking at this collection, I can maybe use this pattern, but I don't know how much I'm going to be able to utilize the rest. So I have to hand pick other papers from other collections to go with this. Or I have these paper collections, which I thought I haven't scrapbooked for, I mean, these are probably, what year is this? I'll have to look that up on my phone. I think it's like 4 years ago or something. Which she has this black and this blue, and I've kind of been holding on, just waiting for some paper that maybe had this baby blue and black in, or maybe design a paper kit that went with it. There is some benefits designing paper kits, which yes, Lori, we'll get some wedding ones, as much as you want to call wedding paper kits, because we always try to do very versatile kits here at kiwilane. But with some of those more, you know, elegant moments in mind, paper kits maybe in the future as we go would be nice. So I saw this one, I liked the black in it. It doesn't quite have baby blue in it, but I thought, yeah, maybe I'll just go with it. It doesn't have to be like perfect. I do love that it has the black in it. Oh, this light is glimmer, glimmer, glimmer. All right. So again, could be utilized as a main pattern. So I'm trying to decide which one that I start with. Which one am I feeling inspired by here? Either way, I mean, I'm pretty hopeful for tonight. We'll see. We have a few hours together, maybe 2 or 3 hours together, and then I'm sure we'll have to say goodnight to each other. But, you know, maybe if I keep it pretty straightforward, I can get through those pages. But we got to do some giveaways in there too. So again, that's what my thoughts are. There is this pattern here that is more of that blender supporting, and I did like that. But then I was like, oh, it's a little too bright. It kind of takes down with Debbie's wedding pictures. I wanted to keep it like a little bit more classy and on that mature side, so to speak. And so I just feel like some of these other ones, which it is a very girly, playful paper line, and I do like that brightness, but it kind of brings that down a little bit. So then with this, it's not the baby blue, so I was trying to decide if I could use that blue a little bit, but it's more of a teal blue, not a baby blue. So we'll see on that. I'm gonna go with these Riley ones. They're older. We'll start with the older memories and see where we go from there. Okay, so now let's say I pulled one piece from a collection, realizing there's not much else that maybe I can pull per se from the other collection. So then where I'm gonna go next, usually when I run into this situation, is I'll start to search for background sheets. This could be cardstock in this case. I know I've been promising a paper line that's just like nice background options, because it seriously is annoying when you're going through your paper stash and maybe pulling from other collections to accommodate your for backgrounds. And not every time I want to do a cardstock background. I probably should have done a collection and done a part of a pre-sale like this other one, but you know, life has been busy, guys. It is something I think about every time I'm with this situation, because personally, as a scrapbooker, I feel it. But use what you have when you need it. Even if you have to pull from another collection, I say if it works for what it is, you'll find a solution for the next one. So that's what I did. I started to look for some background options here. Whoop, that was my large paper trimmer falling down here, to see what I could find. I found like this cream one that has a little bit of a texture to it, or this gray one. This paper line's tone actually has both of those shades. It has some cream and some gray. Usually, for whatever it's worth, when it comes to white shades, cream shades, gray shades, a paper line will stick to one of those three. It'll either be white toned, cream toned, or gray toned in around the other colors that are being blended in. So this one actually, I noticed, has the cream tone, but and you can really see that on some of these background ones. Whew, busy, 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 busy. We're gonna make it work. There's like this cute tag option that you could just cut these out as tags and use them as some kind of cute embellishments if you want. Or, I mean, you can design on top of this, but I don't know if I would personally do that anymore. I used to, way back in the day, try to do that, but now I really try to use like the paper in a different approach, of course. So, honestly, actually, it's probably leaning towards the gray. I think when I was looking at this pattern, I was thinking that could go more on the gray tone versus, or sorry, it's leaning more towards the cream. This has some more of this cream here. So I'm gonna go with the cream. Sometimes I hate to use a lighter background in live events because it will be hard once I start to lay out the templates to see it, but we'll see where that goes. Of course, you could do a color background. Sometimes when the patterns are so bright and so bold, in this case, a little bit more, if I pull in some of these other ones, more busy. Sometimes with a colored background with something that's so bright can just make it feel even busier, which is why I think I naturally started to think about like lighter shade background options. Again, cardstock could be an option here. I just like a little bit of depth, so to speak. And so that's why I always go for more of those what we allocate as blender patterns. I know, we really need a pack of these guys because I feel like my stash is dwindling when it comes to those those options. It took me a minute to find some background options from other kits in this case. So like I said, you could build these kits I usually do that often. I just saw this one paper pack and I was like, you know what, let me take a peek at this. And then that's when I realized, okay, there's a lot of good main patterns in here, but I'm gonna have to really build out the rest of my paper selection before I can actually sit down to scrapbook. And I was about to do that because I like to get to that point before I sit down to scrapbook. I always encourage that, but I really feel like it was worth doing that with you guys live, just to kind of rehash some of those scenarios that you'll probably run into. And in this case, like I was talking earlier, even though we often refer to the play to create method as the designer templates being used as visual tools as you play, similarly, when you come across, again, these creative choices and things like that, really allow the mindset of play to inspire you. Because really whenever you're feeling like overwhelmed, you know, really just, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just remind yourself, listen, this is supposed to be fun. I'm just exploring options. What are my options? And you just kind of keep moving those thoughts forward. And it always comes together. Not usually, it always comes together. Surprisingly, it always does. So again, that's just something I've learned. Usually every time I sit down to scrapbook, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And then I just start, and then I'm like always a little bit surprised halfway through creating a page. I'm like, oh, this is coming together. And I'm always like, Susan, why are you surprised? You've done this a few times. But I think that's true. Like I said, applying the play to create method mindset to just life in general. It's the truth, right? It always comes together. You just kind of keep exploring and discovering, and you keep your wits about you, and you'll be surprised what you create in your free time, what you can create in your even other areas of your life, in your home front, in your decisions in life, and all of this stuff. So apply the play to create, not just in your hobby, but also in other aspects of your life. I promise it makes a difference. All right, so jumping back into this, that's where I got to. And then I said, pause, I'll just wait till we go live. So that's where I got to, main sheets and background sheets, but still I need to pull in some, what am I gonna add some layers with and other things to help this page. I'm still really torn, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really debating on that baby blue. Maybe I should have started with the other page because I'm still like, dang, maybe I should hold out. Maybe I should hold out, but we're gonna go for it. I'm not going to hold out. I'm just going to go for it. Okay, so then actually the other layout I was working on, because it was that butterfly with the greens, I'll probably just pull in a lot of these sheets that I had pulled out that will not only work for the little layering needs for this layout. I'll probably finish the layout that I was just sharing with you of Riley's wedding, and I'll probably be able to spread this across doing Debbie's wedding if I stay to the same color palette, which is my goal in this case. Whether I get it all done tonight is the question, but still, yeah, that really kind of helps a lot in the simplifying if you find yourself in a similar situation. Now, I think I can pull, this one actually has some pink on the back. I probably won't use the butterfly, but maybe I'll take advantage of that paper, at least from this collection. And I'm just taking a peek at everything else. Has a polka dot, but I'm already using similar polka dots, so I'm not sure I'll be able to layer too much in that. I think this might just be too bright, but the pattern in itself with the blender concept going on here, where it has the light on the light blue, on the darker blue or teal, whatever you want to call it, is nice, which is why it caught my eye, because usually with those layering pieces, patterns like that is what you're looking for, right? So here are those options, and then I had, oh, there's this pattern I totally missed. Huh. Do I want to go the bigger flowers or the little flowers? I do like me some polka dots though. And then I had some pink that I pulled from another paper. So I think for me, I'm just going to start there, and I think I'll go with my first selection. Okay, so at least I gathered a few at this point, and I have this strip remaining from my other layout that I started that I might use here too. Okay, so this is not as like preferred paper kit, like a paper kit as you want, because you're going to kind of piece it together. But if I had this much together at this point, I feel pretty confident moving forward, knowing my main pattern, my backgrounds, and then just making sure I have some few pieces that I can pull out these colors with. Okay. So this design that I was just sharing with you with the stirrups, I will say whenever you're patchworking, I'll call it patchworking a kit together, throwing in some strips is a great way to kind of blend some of those papers that might be coming from other collections together, which is why I think in this reason, because I was in the same situation, I kind of went to like these strips. So you could also do that in a way with this next one. So maybe I'll think about some strips, and we will see what this transpires into. It transpires into. All right. How is everyone? Yes, Liz, the free booklet. Play to create. Let me type that in there. I'm going to type that in there again before I get too. And I think it's just all lowercase. I don't think it matters though, but if it does matter, it just keeps capitalizing the P, and I did write it that way. If it doesn't work, then I guess put the P lowercase. But that's it. Play to create 2024. Okay. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I'm going to take a peek again at this sketchbook, and let's see if there's something in here that maybe motivates me or inspires me for my current pictures. I do have them printed already. I printed a variation of them, not with really anything in mind, knowing that I would just kind of sit down and figure it out with the templates. But I do have a various sizes here. All right. This is the nature walk. This is the nature, where's the nature walk? I had it out, the set nature walk. Oh, there it is. So love this set, so much fun. It is the one that I used on that other layout mainly, and then I layered it with other things. I think that's what I'll do tonight too. I'll probably use Nature Walk as like that bones of the layout, but I'll probably add some more frills and layers and stuff, and we'll kind of free play when it comes to that in that regards. Now, I do have these 3 sets that you may or may not have. They're old ones from the collection, and like I said, when we moved the warehouse, I brought home quite a few collections, and I'll continue to do giveaways during our live events. We have Tiny Charms that we'll be doing a giveaway. This is like a hummingbird and hash. I'm trying to remember what year this was from. It was a January kit, maybe from like 2020, maybe. It's been a minute for that one. And then this one is from the February 2021 Garden Frills. So how many of you guys have these? Okay. Let me know. We will be doing a giveaway. I will think of some good questions for these giveaways, and 3 of you will walk away with these sets tonight. So yes, Jamie, she just said she pulled out the Nature Walk today to work on an Easter layout. I'm telling you, Nature Walk, it's just so many it can be used so many ways. So many ways. Shannon, where do we get the free idea book? Well, if you go to kiwilane.com and put that coupon in at checkout, it should add it to your cart, or you can add the digital idea book Nature Walk under the shop. If you look under the category idea books and then put that in your shop and use the coupon, it should zero it out. So like I said, it's free for tonight. It expires tonight, so you do have some time. No worries, and there's no limit on it in regards to it like going out of stock or anything, since it's a digital item. But yes, feel free to go grab that over at kiwilane.com and use that coupon at the checkout level, and it should zero that out for you. All right. Mikhail says, I only have Nature Walk getting started. Yeah, awesome. I feel like I just saw, Mikhail, you, is it Michelle or Mikhail? I'm trying to think. No, there's no K in there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I think I just saw a post from you saying that you just got started. So welcome, congrats. Welcome to Kiwilane. And again, I think that's a witness to itself, how many times you can even use the same set over and over again for various reasons, whether that's Easter, I did an engagement page, it could be a day at the park, it could be out in nature. I mean, it's yeah. And this is true for any of the designer templates, but I've really find myself leaning towards Nature Walk lately. Like I said, I think it's becoming one of those populars. So it might outpass Paisley Place eventually, most likely. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so Vicki says it is from the January 2020. So it's been a hot minute, guys. It's been a hot minute. I might pull a few of these out, use them, but we got January 2020. Like I said, these are just 3 that I picked thinking, yeah, those look good. Let's do those as giveaways. Let's do those as giveaways. Okay, so let me quickly just, so you can see so many sketches in this sketchbook. So definitely, and this again is just showing you how many ways just one kit, in this case, one of our scrapbooking template kits, can be rearranged, positioned in various ways. And of course, the moment you change that paper, the look changes with it. So there are so many fun ideas. I feel like I've used like pretty much half of these sketches already in this book. This is why I personally printed it off, because I was always like using it myself. I was like, oh, this is a good one. So lots of fun ways. I think maybe what I'll do is, you know what? I'm curious now. I wonder what this garden frills looks like with the Nature Walk. Let's give it a go. This one, if you do have it, of course, if you remember, I mean, I don't want to lose all the pieces because somebody's going to win this one, but I could probably go find it in my stash, but it's already sitting right here. I'm going to just use this set really fast. Goes with Clara Lane. It's what's recommended. Actually, it's printed on the template here right itself. is really cute, almost like this shadow thing. I don't want to lose these little pieces. Hold on. Let me stick those back in. That you can layer with it. But because we were talking about nature walk, I was thinking, I wonder what that will look like layered here. Let's take out the nature walk border and we will find out together as we play to create. All right, so it covers a little bit of the curves. Kiwilane is really cute with this one, but it does cover, I guess if you do it more up, it just depends on how much, you guys can't see that. This is what I'm talking, I'm gonna flip this over for a moment, even though I'll probably not use the blue. I think I need to get new light bulbs. These are a little too bright above the head here. That could be really cute actually. But again, garden frills is really cute by itself too. The concept of this one, this was a fun club kit. I mean, I think every club kit is fun because I don't know, the options and the playing and the versatility always just are so exciting. But this one was that you could like kind of layer these pieces on these edges, and you again you could not only create a 3D with the Kiwilane on top, but you could also, or a shadow, you could create a 3D by placing, like, say, you see how this kind of pokes out, and then you would layer the butterfly wing right where it pokes out. You see where this pokes out? You could layer the little leaf right there and then layer something else on top like that. So that would be really fun. I do remember when we created it though, it was like, oh, we're cutting out these little pieces, which initially can be daunting, but I promise once you get started, it's not quite as daunting. And the result of that was really cute. So, all right, I talked about garden frills a lot. I feel like we should just go ahead and give it away to somebody. I always have a hard time thinking of questions to think of how to give away. But in general, if this is like your first time joining the live, the way we do the lives during the giveaways is we ask a question, and in the comments, the first person that I see with the correct answer is our lucky winner. Sometimes when we're doing the PJ Play Dates, we'll do like the spinning wheel, but I don't think I'll do that tonight. So we'll do it the good old way of asking a question. So, all right. And if you have this one, you can give it to a friend. We like sharing, right? Introduce them to Kiwilane if they haven't. We would love for you to do that. share Kiwilane with all your friends. All right, so here's a question. Since we are celebrating Kiwilane's birthday, and then of course along with that, during the month of August, our National Play to Create Day, what year did Kiwilane start? Some of you guys might know this right off the top of your mind, but what year did we start Kiwilane? And the first person I see is going to be our lucky winner at Garden Frills. Garden Frills. Rachel Burke. Rachel, you're our lucky winner. 2009. Yes. Vicky says 1999. Not quite. Maybe not quite that old, but 2009. So yes, we're celebrating 15 years. So Rachel, congrats, Rachel. I think a few of you guys are still jumping in. The feed takes a moment, so feel free. You can still throw them out there. It goes fast. Rachel Burke, yay, congrats. Okay, Rachel, feel free to email support@kiwilane.com your mailing address so we can get this sent off to you. If you're comfortable, you can put it here in the comments and I'll take a screenshot and make a note of it. But otherwise, just email the team at support@kiwilane.com. We'll get mailed off to you this coming week. So congrats, Rachel. Yay. Congrats. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot your name too so that I know. So you won the Garden Frills because they'll ask, but I just took a picture of that too. Okay. All right, let's stop to playing. Oh, I need to put this other one in. I'm trying to decide if I should use the Garden Frills or if I should use Nature Walk or Like I said, I think I could probably knock out a few pages if I wanted to just kind of keep them simple and cute. Simple and cute. We'll see. And then, like I said, I have these other ones that I planned on giving away. And I do have more. I'll either save them for another live or we'll see how the night goes. But we'll at least do those 3 giveaways. Okay, I do think I'm going to turn it over just for the sake of while I'm designing it. It's always hard for me because then I have to flip it back and forth, but it's annoying for you guys because you can't see it. So that's a hard one. So I was mentioning, so I'm really going to play here. The strips can come in handy. I was just looking at this. Maybe I should just mimic. Let me take a look at this layout. Honestly, when you find there are so many ways you can do one layout design. I was like, maybe I should just do that again. It was so fun to create. I have these 4 pictures that I technically go 3 down, not quite 3 across. Actually, I have this other one. I was debating if I wanted to stick it in. It's like a picture. I'll probably do a different page with it, but I didn't want to it's a picture of me and David with her, which is super valuable. I'm not saying it is, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to put it in this page. Kind of throws off her face pictures. You know, I really love that look of it on that. I do have this little cut one too. I can't remember why that's such a slimmer cut, but it's kind of cute actually. Boom, I didn't even have to pull out the photo ones because I used this as a reference and was able to just kind of spread them out. You know what? Let's go with it. Let's see where that takes us. Shall we? We'll create this live. It was an easy page to do. Like I said, when I deconstructed it, I was like, it came together pretty smoothly. So the way I approached that is in this case, often when I do my main pattern, and if you joined a lot of lives, I usually put the main pattern, right? When I say that, it's the pattern that is more themey, more like specific to utilizing a lot of the colors. Busier is usually often those things. I usually go straight for the border and I put it in the border. For this one, I put it as the top strip, and I chose the top strip over maybe some of these middle strips because, again, I like when the main pattern is present. It shows, which is why I often choose to opt to just cutting my borders out of any main pattern that I have picked out for my layout, because it's what really anchors the other patterns that you're selecting from, because it has like the yellow, so it anchors the yellow. It has the the light blue, so it anchors that blue. And so that's kind of the reasoning behind that. In this case, I chose to keep it towards the top. And I think that was because I wanted to use some of this back. And I had only limited on like this yellow in this case. I can't remember, but it worked in this scenario too. And I chose the top in this case for the same purpose, that more of it would show and less of it would be covered like these other strips are covered. Which again, still anchors the other colors and patterns that I'm pulling or trying to reference that main pattern to help make those choices when it comes to selecting your patterns and your layers of your page. Okay, so I think in either scenario it could work. Oh, I do remember with this too, the nature walk, how I loved how that banner just followed like the nature walk border. That was a fun discovery. I'll be honest, I played with nature walk a lot and I never really noticed that that's really kind of fun, how it just kind of follows the same line. I think I figured that out when I was demoing on repeat at an expo, and I was like, hold on, let me take a picture of that. And that's when I came home and scrapbooked it. I was like, I'm going to use that layering option. So not only is it fun to play to create, but man, the ways you can combine and layer as you really get going too can be really just expands those design potential. But Again, even just with one of the kits, it's also very versatile. So let me go ahead and lay out the rest of our layout first. So we know that we're going to do that. I might even do, I'm going to switch it up just a little. We're going to do the strips. I think I might do the border here instead. I'm going to throw in various flowers because it could work with this. I think on the other layout I did towards the bottom. Maybe I'll pull that up on this one. Not too different, but a little bit. And then I definitely loved maybe even having some butterflies, various butterflies and flowers. I did repeat them a few times on that other layout, right? We do have this bracket, but I'm going to do a strip most likely. But, okay, so I'm going to bring it back because I can see it, but you guys can't. So I did like a little edging here, right? And that's why I was thinking, okay, let's flip it up. Let's change it up. And again, that's what any layout or sketch can really do for you. It just kind of expand that if needed. So if you're inspired by specific layouts, you just kind of still use the designer templates. It could be a sketch, and you can usually kiwify it or something like that. I think it's the other border that matched it up. This one. Whoops. Yeah, it's this little curve on, what is that, Nature Walk number 9. Isn't that cute? It's just this little curve that little banner tag in Nature Walk also just kind of, I don't know, there's something so satisfying about that. I don't know what it is, but it is. It's so fun. But in this case, maybe we'll do something like this. I don't know. I'm just going to play for a moment, guys. It's all maybes. It's all what ifs. And you know what? There's no pressure because I'm just discovering. I'll trim those down, but I ended up using those. Of course, little bits of greenery or little spritz always makes a difference. Just adding 1 or 2 of these small little layers behind flowers really elevates your design. So when all else fails, add another layer. Right, Linda? Add another layer. I'm a huge, totally, a lot of times when I'm like looking at my layout, I'm like, what is missing or something's wrong? And I've just trained myself now when I ask myself that question to be like, add a layer. Try that first. And usually, you know, it works. It's kind of like when your computer starts like glitching or something, you're like, turn it off. It's just like, stop hassling, just turn it off, turn it back on. When you're feeling a little like, what's going on with my page, add another layer. Just try one more layer and see if that just makes it feel more finished in that point. Okay, I'll try that. Melanie, thanks. Okay, looks like you guys are figuring it out. Perfect. Let me know if I need to, if it's not working. I will chat somebody up and see what we can get done. Okay, again, this blue background is going to throw me off a little bit, but we're going to work with it for a moment. Ooh, it's so bright. Maybe if I bring it, I'd have to bring it all down. Here, let me see if I can, oh, bear with me. Get it off those lights right there. I'm going to have to, yeah, get different lights, I think. Ooh, it's just still bright. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys can see it for the most part. Okay, so still I feel like it's a little blank up here, but that's because we're probably going to add some strips, which builds like this nice backdrop if we continue to do that pattern. And I have some of this butterfly pattern left from that first one. Okay, it's still kind of sticking out to me. Oh, that baby blue. It's still bothering me, guys. Oh, I shouldn't let it bother me, but it is still bothering me. Hold on. Can you believe I went that far and I'm like, ah, but it's live. What do you do? Let me see what we have in these other pictures. I might flip my game plan, but yet still use the same layout design. I could do something like that. Is it just me? Am I overthinking? I mean, I don't know. You gotta listen sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I was just talking about if a pattern doesn't work, or if you're looking at it at times add a lot of layers. Sometimes if you're looking and you're just like, the paper is not quite fitting the mode that you want, I just move on. I just usually go straight to another layout, and I'm like, you know what? I'll come back to that. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I just keep looking at this baby blue in her skirt and keep thinking, and it's probably because I have this as the background, but I just keep thinking, oh, it's a little too, I would love for it to be a little softer, a little bit more in this scenario. I don't know, it's just not quite going. It works. Oh, your coupon, perfect, thanks. You're talking about paper. Oh, hold on. Baby blue, baby blue, baby blue. Well, all right. See, if we were all scrapbooking together, I'm sure one of you guys would be like, hey, I have this paper. This is why I love scrapbooking with scrapbookers so much, because, you know, they're the best. But I think for me, I'm just looking again, one more pass to see if there's a main pattern that would do the trick, because then I would just apply the same step that I was just discussing across the board. This has like that baby blue, but it's more warm tone. Yeah, maybe it is the background, and I don't plan on using this background. I plan on using the cream one, so maybe that is what's making me, you know, question all my decisions in life right now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's a little dramatic. It's not quite the vibe I want either. Well, let me flip it really fast with the pictures and see if that fixes my concern. You know what would have been so cute? I don't have that kit anymore. It's so, but I loved the pages that I created with it. We had a Kiwi Club. Do you guys remember that one? It was like the blue with the gold. Yeah, that would have been really great. I don't regret using it though, so I don't want to encourage holding on to paper for what ifs for reasons like this as I sit here and contemplate it, but because I really love those pages that I did, but that definitely helps instantly. But again, I'm still, oh, it helps tremendously. Okay, I might have to, you guys are just gonna have to see what you can see, because it is throwing my creative vibe off so much. I can't, like, I just, yeah. Yep. The backdrop is definitely impacting the rest of my mojo here. Definitely impacting that. Now, it doesn't show, it's just not too bad, I guess. You can kind of see the templates, but I always know that when I use the lighters, like I said, it doesn't show as much. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's like a cream. It looks more yellow in the picture, but it's more of like a cream, but it just does not, again, consume the picture. So your background picture page, that could happen too. That's a very real situation that you can encounter. That sometimes it's just your background choice that does not quite make the impact that you're wanting. So, okay, well then I was just looking for one more bucket, but I already did this, so I'm gonna have to just, okay. I'm gonna test this main pattern one more time because, and then when I say test, I just kind of lay it out. Okay, that vibe feels a lot better for me. Definitely the background, which I knew that I wasn't going to use that one, but like I said, the mojo was not quite lining up. So, all right. Well, let's see here. So I'm really kind of shifting this one a little bit. I think still, let me look and see. I think I'll still do strips, but only if I have enough patterns to accommodate that. I have some pinks, the lighter pinks. Let me double check all the layering. So again, oh, that light is so bad. It's so bright. Okay. I guess you guys aren't complaining. I'm complaining, but still, every time I see that. I'm wondering if well, this one actually has the brighter pinks, which this creamier pink is getting lost in the cream of the background. So, where is, oh, there's that other pink. But then if I use two polka dots, I would just have to make sure to keep those away from each other. So if you have two patterns that are similar, yeah, if like you would keep, say, this polka dot here at the bottom and this one like mid-section or something, like I wouldn't layer those polka dots with each other, for example. All right. Let me search through my scraps really fast. There's like this peach color. It's not necessarily present in the pictures, but it is in this paper. So this is what I'm talking about when you start to pull through your paper stash. You might see other colors that come out with that pattern. So again, this is how I went about choosing the other one for my other layout. This is exactly the scenario I had to go about doing. So, okay, hold on. Let me search just a little bit longer in my stash here. And when I say these random sheets, I have a pile, and I know you guys can't see this. Like I have a pile where I have leftover, as I refer to them, leftover pieces. And then I have kits that are actually coordinated, right? But then I have these sheets that are like leftover pieces. That's not gonna work. The wrong shade. Wrong shade. Let's see. This is more of a plum purple. No, that won't work either. We'll get there, I promise. Oh, I have this purple stripe. Oh, that's kind of fun. That's a different paper line. And then I'm looking for base colors just to build some strips with. So some pink. If I could find a shade of blue that's not too teal, but also leans on the other side of blue. I know it's a big ask. But we have some greens, some pinks. I always kind of like to look. Looks like some peach and oranges, yellow could be some options in this kit. So I always kind of like to get those in my head whenever I'm doing this hand-picked scenario. Okay. Some yellows. Might be too creamy. Maybe a little bit brighter on the yellow would be good. A little too bright of a yellow. So you go the whole other direction when it comes to that. Let's see. And honestly, I have not gotten to organizing my leftovers. So before someone even asked, like, it is just a bucket and I'm just like thumbing through it, trying to find little pieces of some options. Actually, I have not used this sheet. It's like a photo. I could option. It could work with the playfulness of the other ones. Okay, hopefully this is insightful. I've never really kind of narrowed down, well, I have, it's just been a hot minute since we've done a video on this. So if you guys have questions or you're like, this is where I struggle with what you're trying to accomplish, like let me know. Otherwise, we'll just keep going forward and I'll keep sharing my thought processes in this situation as we move forward. Oh, I maybe found a blue, guys. It still might be a little too on the other side, but we're gonna try it out here. Oh, I mean, it's still not the baby blue, but I knew that already. This line is not quite baby blue, but it's not as vibrant as this one. I guess I need more baby blue in my life. Don't tell my husband that. He actually really, well, that's kind of a baby blue, but it just doesn't work necessarily with this paper. It's not necessarily the right shade. So you can see that when you're doing this, it really does take a moment. It really does. So sometimes I find myself really, motivated by a paper or pictures and a main pattern to go through all this effort. Like I said, I was like, oh, I want to use this Simple Stories collection. And then I realized, oh, I'm going to have to do more work in order to use it. I will say, I'm just going to pitch it for whatever it's worth. This is why Kiwi Club is so great. This is why we even considered adding that into the mix, because moments where I don't necessarily want to spend the time doing all of this, I just pull out a Kiwi Club because it's already, all that heavy lifting is already done. So, yeah. You know what, guys, we're going to go with what I have. I think I have enough assortment here to start really diving in. I always love the first cut. I actually have this black. I don't know if we need more black, but I do. Some black little flowers or butterflies could be cute. So maybe a whole. I must have cut this for a previous kit or a page and just never used it. Sometimes I have those in my leftover piles as well. Just these random sheets of stuff. But yeah, we'll pull in some black if needed. Okay. All right. So then if this is the case, then I'm deciding what my strips are going to be, which I'm trying to remember. If I remember correctly, I think they're 3s. In this case, it was 3 by 10. We will confirm that. I think it was 3 by 10s and 4 by 3s if you stretch it across a 2-page spread. I do have a video just on this layout, by the way, over on YouTube, but that's what I'm using kind of as this inspiration as we create this page. So I kind of like this peach. I don't know if I would have naturally done that, but when I saw that in my leftover pile, I thought, oh, I kind of like that. So I just have to decide what the other elements are going to be here really quickly. So what I'm doing is I'm layering them in a way that maybe I would want the patterns to go behind my pictures here to see if there's a layering that I prefer over the other one. So do I go like, let me move this peach. Do I do the main pattern at the top, and then the pinks and this and that? Or do I put this in the border this time, the main pattern in the border this time versus the top strip? And do something like that. Let me see. Let's try this polka dot away from the other one instead of that other pink. Let's put the blue in between that. Now I'm just gonna double check. So again, selection of paper. I get this question all the time. In this scenario, this is really, if you were sitting down and scrapbooking me with me, this is probably what I would do in this case, as far as the strips. Because the strips are creating a backdrop, I do want to kind of make sure again, because there's so much more patterns going on here, that I'm doing that. Oh, you see how that black kind of tones it down quickly, which maybe I want to go a black undertone like that. Let me pull that back up. What do you guys think? What do you think? I did like this purple. This doesn't have the same pop as those other ones. Let's take one with her purple dress. Brenda says, thank goodness for the kits. I'm terrible at matching papers. You know, matching papers is a learning curve, which is why we've tried really hard to share a formula that can be followed for the most part as far as the guidelines go. But you really aren't alone in that, Brenda. It took us a moment. Like I said, we spent like our first 3 or 4 years, we always refer to this like idea book number 1 and idea book number 2 was really experimenting with what scenario as far as patterns and papers usually works out the best. Not that you can't go against those grains that we share. Sometimes the layouts do work, but we've just noticed that for like 80% of the time, if you follow these formulas, most likely you will end up with a page that is complementary to your pictures, but also really takes advantage of your pattern papers in the most effective way. So it took a few years, I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully by sharing some of these guides, it speeds up the process a little bit for you guys. But honestly, because it's also so selective to each person, like I picked these layers, you probably would have maybe picked a few different layers, right? And there's no wrong in that. There's no right or wrong way, I think, whether it was this layering or you chose a different layering. Anyways, but yeah, so it does take a moment. And so, like I said, hopefully a little bit of those guidelines. And when I say guidelines, does everybody know what I'm talking about? Because we have this free PDF guide. We have some YouTube videos that really talk about picking pattern paper, drills down a little bit more in different situations than I'm doing tonight. If you don't, let me know and I will go find it here in a moment and throw it in this chat so that it's easy access to you guys. So, okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So I do like to start with my borders. I always enjoy that first cut as far as the borders. It's simple, it's easy to accomplish. It gets me feeling like I'm getting someplace with my page. It's all of those reasons for me. All of those reasons. Oh, I just broke that. Linda, can you believe that I lost my pencil again? I'm sure it's somewhere, but when I say lost, I think somebody borrowed it in my house. But you know, oh, it goes this way. We're going to flip that and that will be just fine. This is a black pattern, so I'm going to see if I can see it here. Oh, I can. You guys probably can't see it. It's a great undertone on black. Otherwise, I would have pulled out a white pencil probably to be tracing on this black. Yes, you could flip it over to the other side, but I rarely ever do that, to tell you the truth. Just because it's one more thing I would have to think about. And so usually I don't. But in situations like this where it's a black undertone on the pattern can sometimes be hard to see. So I will point that out. But luckily I can see it. You guys probably can't, but I can. Wait, as I say that, yeah, there it is. Okay, so let me start that cut. So we're going to start with that main pattern as the border. Again, this is just my personal approach. I have just kind of learned to start there for the most part. Like I would say probably in this case, 90% of the layouts I create, I'm using the main pattern in the border. I just, like I said, I just know that it's gonna probably anchor the page in a way that I like it to be anchored, but also make the other patterns really pull all together. I'm trying to find my ink pad. Where did I put my ink pad? Huh. Oh, you know what? I think it's on my other table. I was inking something the other day in that room. Let me grab it. Good old reliable vintage photo. Vintage photo here. Okay. This pencil that I'm using is just a pick. It's a 0.7. It's just a mechanical pencil, the one that I have right there. The reason I mentioned Linda, because Linda likes, oh, I forgot the name. It's a little pricier pencil. My husband used it for mapping, and it's a great pencil. That's why I was saying I lost that one. But a mechanical pencil, often, you know what, for most of my scrapbooking over the last 15 years was just a basic 0.2, you know, it's back to school right now time. If you go to Walmart, you know, all the back to school items are out and stuff. That's what I used. And that's what I used. Now, one thing I do want to point out, and you guys may have noticed this or not, in this specific design of this layout, if you're giving it a try, this border is not all the way to the left side of the page. It's actually centered towards the middle. So I have probably 2 inches overlapping on the other side, and my plan is to cut that right there. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Let me use this photo because I have that already trimmed down in this case. I'm just going to use that. Some of you guys are probably cringing right now, but yeah, it worked. I could have pulled out my big paper trimmer, but it takes up a lot of space. So I usually only pull out the paper trimmer when I need it. Okay. I'm cutting the strip. And even though this is black, I will say just a little bit of edging. Well, one, I needed to cover that pencil mark a little bit. It was showing a little on this line, but it really just, again, adds a nice solid finished look, even when you're using darker colors. I think you guys can see that a little. See how it just kind of gives a nice blend to those edges? Super fun. Okay. Let me just place those back on top. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and trim these pictures down because we know that if you're doing 3 pictures down, say, and I printed these smaller, and luckily it worked out, 3x3s. You could do 3x4s. If this one was this way, horizontal, maybe I would just leave it 3x4s. I think that could also work with this design. Oh, I was just trying to look at this picture thinking, do I want to cut her dress off? But I do have a full picture with her dress there. So that works. So I'll just get her top part here. And I'm just going to cut these down quickly to 3x3 because I know that that's what worked with the specific sketch that we're using or layout page that we're using. 3x3. All of her many silly faces. I think that's what makes someone so beautiful, right? Is there many sides to them. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, now I'm going to cut my strips out, which I guess I'll have to pull out my paper trimmer for that as well. And we're going to do, I think we said polka dot at the top. Again, keep the polka dots away from each other. Looks like I already cut a little piece out of that. So I'm going to pull this back out. And I'll just cut from the other side. So let me start. I'm trying to remember if I did 3 inches or 2.5 on the other layout. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I might go 2.5 because this is a 4x6, so that's 3x3, but I don't want it to go all the way up to the top of the page. I actually want to keep a rim similar to what I did on the other layout around it. When you do that, when you kind of keep some of that rim sometimes, like we're going to keep this side open too, it really makes your focal point come inwards. And so with that in mind, I definitely want to try to keep a little gap here at the top too, just to kind of keep that flowing in that white space. So I'm gonna do 2.5. I'm gonna do 2.5, and I want it to go width of the border. So I'll cut a 2.5 strip first. Okay, and let's see, how much did I trim off that? All right, so this is about 10 inches. Okay, so 2 inches on the right and then 10 inches on the left. Okay. So then when you do that, similarly, we're going to keep this little piece for over on the right side and the left side. Okay. So let me just make sure. Actually, it's almost 10 in my case. But a clean way to look at it is 10 and 2. So 10 inches, take a 12x12 piece of paper, trim it down to 2.5 inches, and then do 10 and then 2. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to make those piles, and we'll do the same with this one. So 2.5. There we go. Okay. And these strips, like I said, for the most part, I might actually trim down this picture. I think my other picture, we'll just double check this. Yeah, I was like, I think the other part had an open spot here. This one I don't have as an open spot. We'll see if I want an open spot. I might trim. I was looking at this picture thinking it could be trimmed down to a 4x4. So I might do that just to keep a little bit again of the pattern showing. Is a thought that I had there that will make a difference in the overall, design of it. Okay, I'm gonna put those to the side for a moment. So we're really patchworking this together. And there's something fun about that. Like I said, it's kind of a fun design. Excuse me. Excuse me. I feel like that was true for my other side too. I must have did another strip 4 inches. We're gonna change it up. I do have more paper. I could do these longer. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, there's a YouTube video. That's what I did. I ended up taking this piece and I put it over here on this side and I trimmed that up. And then I just trimmed another quick 4 inches by 2.5 or whatever for this here so that it came out a little bit longer if you also want to have a picture lined up right here. Okay, that's if you're doing this. I didn't actually choose to do that again on this one. I decided to put the border over here, like I shifted it a little bit. So I don't know, we'll see. You know what? I really only need to do it with the black, tell you the truth. If the black came out that far, the blue can just be tucked in behind these because the picture is going to take up most of that gap. Like so. And then I'll probably just put something there. So a little bit of adjustment there. And then I cut that little piece out. It'll be different. It'll be different than the first one, but we will go with it. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that layering. It's kind of fun. And I definitely think a little 4x4 picture there could work. It's also horizontal with vertical. So we'll come back to some really heavy layering. I think I might even pull in, maybe I'll pull in some of the garden frills that we just gave away. Brenda, did you end up messaging? I hope you did. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. It was Brenda, right? Or Rachel, sorry. Rachel Burke. You were the lucky winner. But this hummingbird is so cute in this collection. In the Just Peachy here from back to 2020, guys. I loved this. I loved creating with this kit. It was so much fun, but look how cute that could be. Little cute hummingbird on this page. So when I get to using this, we're gonna give that away too. So stick around, guys. How is your guys' pages coming around? How is what you're creating working on? Like I said, even if you're just hanging out and you're taking away some tips and ideas, hopefully you're taking away some tips and ideas. Yeah, just glad you're here. Glad you're hanging out with me tonight. All right. So I do think I want that to come over. I have this little line up. I think last time I cut a little bit of the other border to extend that out. Either I can leave it here. Honestly, I have the paper. I might just cut out another piece. I was thinking I could fill that void. I don't like that. Just kidding. I don't like that. Or we have the tiny charms. These are ones that I pulled out for the giveaways, but they're sitting here and I'm looking at them thinking, yep, we might have to throw in that butterfly into tiny charms. Little cute heart. Can't go wrong with a cute little heart. Little pop-up on that will be so cute. Little bit of a tab. Can never go wrong with a tab. Maybe a tab here. Guys, tiny charms. I will say this one was hard to vault, but we had it around for quite a big time and it seemed like it was slowing down in the numbers as far as sales go. So it did get vaulted, but I do have a set here that we'll give away tonight. Okay, I don't want to get these all mixed up because we do want to give away this set. I promise. I'll make sure to get it all back safely for the person that wins it. I should just find it in my collection and pull it out. But Tiny Charms is also, I think I'll use that on this page too. Tiny Charms and Hummingbird. And yeah, and that sash, this lid, honestly, I could use that so many times on a page. It would just, it's so easy to use. It's so fun. So fun. Oh, I think I was trying to decide on this piece, but I think I'm just going to cut out another. That's what I decided. Okay, so let me cut out another 2.5. In this case, let's see, 2.5. And we'll go, what is that? Probably 2.5 by, what is that? I'm trying to guess here. I should just grab my ruler, but this is how I scrapbook, guys. I am not like, I don't know. I don't really fancy, I guess. But it gets the job done. It gets the job done. So hopefully if you overthink a few things, hopefully maybe my not overthinking everything. Although I do tend to sometimes overthink things, so I'm not exempt from that either. Okay. So that ended up being, let me tell you that measurement, guys. Sorry. It ended up being 2.5 by 3.25. 3.25. So, and I'm gonna just pull these ones out here. And then I am on the border. I think just a clean cut here is gonna be really pretty with a clean straight edge. I could put some flowers there to fill in that edging. Let me pull these over to kind of see here visually. Oh, that could be cute. Now, if I did that, so again, kind of pulling this together as we go, here's what just stood out to me. I can do a little section here, which I think I will do. I'll pull out some tiny charms here. And then I will, it's too heavy. See this in here at the bottom, it's too heavy. I would probably pull this up to this spot if I ended up doing that, which in my case, it could work because I have a horizontal picture. So I have this little space here and I can even add. So what I just did, if I did that, just for reference, I'm creating a trio visual. So let's say we added some butterflies here, and definitely gonna pull out this tiny charm. And then let's pick a winner so that somebody can win tiny charms. But I'm gonna pull it out and use it for a moment because I really thought that was cute how that was layered in there. And I thought a cute little tab will make do. I think I saw stickers in this line. Little cute little flowers collectively in there. Could be cute. I don't think I need to use any of those wood pieces. Okay, so you're doing a triangle basically with your focal embellishments. So just again, something to be mindful of. If you're heavy on the lower part or heavy on the top part, either you do them opposite, so you can do them opposite on a page, or creating a triangle of your little embellishments also usually is very satisfying to the eye. That design principle is applied in lots of creative things. It's not just for scrapbooking, arts, people that draw art. It's just a common thing. So yeah. So just if you're ever feeling like you're, again, why is this page not? Take a look, see if it's a little too top heavy or bottom heavy. All right, so we could do that. I could do a little collage thing here, do something there. Okay. And this kit did come with a whole thing of these stickers, which sometimes can be hard in some scenarios to choose when and where to use them, but we'll give it a go. Guys, the meat of this, I know it's been a lot of little decisions here and there because we had to pick up the paper and then also try to figure out a design choice, but it's coming together. It's coming together. Let me think about a question. I get so distracted in the creating that I'm like, oh yeah, giveaway. So I apologize. All right, let's give away tiny charms. I need to think of a question that, let's see. They're all like random questions that came to my mind. I need someone just to be my like question person that always helps me with questions. Let's see. Oh, I have a question. It's not quite fair if you don't know personally, like all of the family details here at kiwilane, because we are a family operated and owned company. But this is my daughter Riley, who I'm scrapbooking. What number child is she of mine? I apologize if you're new. I know it's not a fair question, but that's the giveaway question. That's what popped into my mind. What number is she in my children, if that makes sense? 3, Lori Cox. Yes, 3. And then you know what? Michaela, I'm going to totally pick a number next time. That's what we're going to do for our 3rd giveaway. Just keep it even balanced. Okay, hold on. Who did I just say was the winner? Lori, you got it. Number 3. She's my third daughter. Yes. Okay, Lori, you won Tiny Charms. I think you probably have it, but still, again, give it to a friend if you want. Email support@kiwilane.com, Lori, and let's get your shipping address so we can get that taken care of here this coming week. So, yay, Lori! Congrats! I actually, like I said, I actually have. Well, here I have them in my collection. Tiny Charms is one of the sets, when you do use it, it's nice to have 2 of. I will say that one is one of the ones that always comes to mind where I'm like, ooh, I love having 2 of this set. So, yes. Yeah, and it's perfect on cards, like you just said it. Yeah, it's cute on the layouts for these little details where sometimes you just need a little bit of pop of something, but it's also super, super useful on cards. Okay, so easy peasy. I could just go with some, I'm trying to decide if I want to pull in this peach. I might pull it in some butterflies or something. I don't know this far away if it makes sense in that layout or that picture, in there. I could do the pink polka dot up here because it's not, I just realized I did put those pinks together. I meant to put the blue and then the pink polka dot. So we will, in the end result, do this. That's, I think, how I wanted it initially. Oh, come on, paper. There we go. Well, I know I'm using a lot of, butterflies and flowers and all of those fun, more, elegant, so to speak, designs. But this could be really fun. This could be a really fun Halloween page. All you really have to do is shift a little bit of where you place those embellishments if you did this design, or even if you did this design, just imagine those being, it could be a fun Christmas page with little ornaments in the place of those. It could be a fun camping page. You could do a little cute little collection. You can pull on some stickers. Anyways, it could be super fun. So definitely you can shift this design in a lot of various ways. And again, use it over and over again. I'm using it multiple times. I did the other layout and I did this one. So you can definitely use it in a lot of various pages. I think if there's a design or a layout spread or a sketch or whatever that just was really fun, and in this case it was fun, and I think again what really stood out with me with this specific design is that it helped me to easily mix and match pattern papers that maybe didn't come from the same collection. So just again, that's something if you find yourself doing, maybe this will help you simplify some of the design choices or the layout spread choices in this course. Okay. All right, guys, I am going to cut some of these out. What I go to next, and I've shared this a few times, but what I go to next is the next largest template on my page. That's why I keep trying to pick up this big flower over here and try to figure out what pattern I should cut that big flower out, because that's the next biggest piece that I'm trying to decide on what pattern paper to cut that out of. So I was trying to play around like, oh, do I do the peach? And so then usually what I'll do is I'll lay that up there and just kind of see what happens to my eye, so to speak, with that. This is more of a solid one. Honestly, sometimes when you have these little patterns on these papers, it could be really fun. I don't know if in this case it would stand out so much, but you could pull some of those into your design. Like I could cut this out just a little piece here. It's kind of cutting towards the middle of your paper, which can be hard sometimes. Maybe I would choose this corner because I could cut it out of that. I'm trying to decide if that would just add too much of a busyness. Where'd those stickers go? I love using stickers for centers of flowers. And we do have some of these other flowers, since I have them, that maybe I'll do a few more collection down. All right, well, let's see. I don't see another color that I'm liking, so I think the thing why I'm hesitant is the pink on pink here. It's not too heavily pink with it's a different tone up than the pink on pink, but I do have that pink polka dot. But I want the pink polka dot there because I want it away from the other polka dot. But I don't want it to be up here because I don't want it to be so pink. I'd rather have the black be precedence. I think it gives it a little bit more clean look, that black, which is why I chose it as a strip. So again, all these little thoughts that I'm having, and it's just over time, I think I've just come to learn that probably would affect my design. All right, well, I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. And I don't think I'm gonna cut it out of I think I wanna use some of the stickers, and I think if I cut this out, although that's really, again, really beneficial with using the templates to do that. Actually, see this pattern down here at the bottom? If you have a paper like this and you cut a border out of this, it will be this cute little flower patch on a border. I love when that happens to align in your choices. That's really fun too. Trace, detap, and we'll go to cut that out. All right, how's everyone doing? I didn't really ask how everyone's Saturday was. I was going to share this story. So David, my husband, has COVID right now. He is literally quarantined his room because I'm so scared to get sick. I just don't have time to get sick. Who has time to get sick? But really, I just don't want to. We've been, traveling with weddings and back and forth, and we got home. I'm so grateful that he didn't get sick during the wedding, but we pretty much got home, and the day after, he was just full on body aches and fevers, and so he did in this case. He was like, I'm pretty sure it's COVID. Take a test, even though usually I'm just like, be sick, you'll be fine, but still keep your germs to yourself, right? Anyways, so we've done a lot of catching up this week. We had the pre-sale for our birthday, where we shared the final launch of course, these adorable tabs and the how we're planning on including those, and these tabs, guys. These are cute tabs. I love looking at them. They're so fun. What happened to my daughter? Oh, I think I just threw my daughter over there. It was on my finger. There it is. Anyways, we're playing catch up this week. And he, Lacey had a volleyball tournament that was on the calendar. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to try. I really want to be better by this weekend so you don't have to drive her to Columbia, which is like 2 hours away, right? And then last night, you know, after the live event, I like went in and checked on him, and he's like, I feel worse today. I don't think I'm going to do better. So he's like, you're going to have to take her. And I said, that's fine. So I was like, send me the details and I'll go. And so he sends me the details, and we get up at like 5:30 this morning to drive down to this volleyball day tournament, knowing that I'd have to be back before this live event tonight. Anyways, we get there, and the tournament is next week, not this weekend. He's so loopy. He didn't even notice. So he felt terrible. But yeah, that was my Saturday morning for the most part. How was your guys' Saturday morning? How was your Saturday morning? So yeah, like I said, he felt terrible. But that's how fast life is often moving, right? It's just constantly moving, but sometimes you're just like, wait. So like I was sharing at the beginning, I really, really do appreciate any little moments like this where I can, it just feels like you get to zero in and just, you know, let the other day-to-day's worries just, you know, slip away for a moment. Slip away. Okay, so now I'm trying to decide what to layer with this because I really want the satisfaction of seeing that layered. So yeah. So I keep looking, and that's now making that compete. And the thing, guys, he's totally fine. He's just, he'll be sick for a few days and he'll be fine. He's not shown any crazy other symptoms. But yes, no worries. But yes, that's kind of what, I just don't want to get it. I don't want to get it. I feel really bad. He's like, come lay with me. And I'm like, you're sick. So, oh, you keep the germs to yourself. Like I said, I was just really glad that we were able to get through the wedding and everything. And yeah, I'm really glad that we were able to do all that before any kind of sickness fell upon us. I know with back to school and stuff too, I'm sure there's, again, just germs in general are going to be all over the place. So wash your hands, take your vitamin C, all of that stuff. That's what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping, because I just don't want to get it. Don't want to get it. So this is such a pretty green. I love that green. So pretty. And on that, look how cute that is popped off there. I think it needs a few more. So this is often what I'll do is I'll kind of focus on one little section. It's just so satisfying. Like I am just seriously enjoying seeing this come to light here. I'll focus in on like a few sections. Like I said, I'll start with like maybe the next larger. And this place, I just want to kind of finish out some of those layers, because what's going to happen is that I'm making some paper choices here with this layering piece here. And then what I can do is once I know, okay, all those layers actually do layer really nicely together, I'll be able to pull those same similar paper choices to other areas of my layout. So I'm just doing a few of those quick little decision times. Okay, I am cutting this fast. I am just literally gliding this back and forth. Such an important thing to just kind of note, because I can't tell you how many times that people are like, oh my gosh, you just cut that. And I'm just like doing this and just gliding that through. And it's not perfect. Actually, it's probably a little messier than you would probably even say like you would allow yourself to do, but I'm like, I'll ink it and it's going to be tucked. So that's why I was not really like taking my time per se, because I was like, I'll do the trick. So, all right. So then I got to decide what that other layer here is going to be. I might try the cream, or sorry, the peach. I keep calling it cream, but let me see. The other option is these cute flowers. Oh, that's actually a cute side with the tiny charm. So we're going to do both. That, again, one additional layer can really elevate your page a lot of times. Well, golly, if you have tiny charms and you haven't used it for a while, this is sure bringing back so many fun memories of using this set. So nice to use. So maybe now I just put the itch inside of you to go use tiny charm again. So, oh, let's hit that. Yeah, everyone is getting it lately, Terry. I have heard a few people getting it again. The rounds again. The windows open and away from him on a separate floor. I'm trying. Oh, you're saying you didn't get it. Oh, I thought you were saying, sorry, I read that for a moment. But yeah, dang it. Yeah, I keeping the windows open and staying away from him. Oh. I don't know. The only thing that's maybe saving me at this point is I'm pretty sure I had COVID a few months back. And David didn't get it at that point. So I'm hoping that maybe I have the antibodies now in my system, as long as it's the same strand. Then maybe it will just pass me this time. It'll just pass by me. So Lacey, I think, had, I don't know, it's hard to tell if it was a cold or something. You know, a few weeks back, a lot of her youth friends were all coming down with like these little runny nose and cold, which for their age could be, you know, COVID. But anyways, so I don't know though. I don't know. Nobody likes to be sick. So we've just been going, that I'm just like, I do not want to get sick. Please, 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 please. So yes, I've been trying to avoid him as much as I can. Oh, Airborne. Julie, I feel like I remember you mentioning that. I used it when I traveled, but I really should. Yeah, I really, really should. So thank you for reminding me. I don't have any in stock in my home. I used to have some when we traveled more, but I feel like you're the one who shared that before with me, and I tried it and it did work great. So I might have to pick up some of that just to cover all my bases. That's kind of cute. Isn't that fun? A little pop-up on that. That's really fun. I'm telling you guys, nature walk. It's a fun one. Okay, so with stickers, I think using this yellow is going to pop really cute off of that, because I didn't really pull yellow in with paper. So I think I might pull some yellow in with more of these sticker accents. I think that's a great way to use the yellow. Let me pull in grab some white cardstock here. This is what I like to do with my stickers, of course, is I like to just put them on some white cardstock and then just kind of trim up around it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of trimmed up around that. And then it's a little sticky still, but then I take some pop-up and I just take, because sometimes, you know, stickers can be flat. And so I like to just do a little bit like that whenever I use stickers. I'm gonna place that there. Okay. All right. And then let me see if there is a title. I love easy titles. If I can get one that really, one of a kind beauty. The beauty is what's standing out here to me. Let me try that. I was just thinking something here could be cute. It won't follow that necessarily. Well, I could do that. I think I might trim up and take off the in the everyday, just say beauty. We'll see. What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think? Okay, but if I do want this little cute, again, it kind of anchors that spot. I like the little ribbon. It gives it a nice structure to that space. I think, what color? What color am I gonna do? So I'm kind of back to, again, I have some blues, not my favorite. Pink, can't do pink, it'll be pink on pink. Can't do the other pink, it'll be pink on pink. I could use this peach again, because it's only used in that little flower there. I could have done that flower in the blue. I feel like why I'm having a hard time choosing blue is because now that just makes all your attention go there. Although I want little pieces of blue, I just feel like this blue is not quite the blue I wanted, so I don't want to bring too much attention to it because it's not quite the blue I was hoping for, but it's still working. It's still coming together. So sometimes I feel weird sharing my thought processes, but hopefully they're helpful. I don't know. Like I said, there might be some sound judgment to them, but that's what they are. They're just a little bit of, there's this other one, but it's more teal than I'd like to, which is why I chose the other one. Let me try that green again. I do love that color green. I could do black. Black would have been really cute, but then the title that I'm thinking about using is black. So again, cross eliminate here. Again, we're talking about pattern paper, we're talking about design tips. So a lot of the times when you're picking out paper, you just kind of cross eliminate. Like I said, no pink because pink. Black, I don't want to do black as the word. Blue, it brings a lot of folks. Like these are just some things. Although blue, I really wouldn't mind blue. And I would consider the blue, just not 100% sure yet. So, yeah, from the first layout, the white flower you said? Oh, the white flowers that are on top? On this side? These little white flowers? Is that what you're talking about, Shannon? I did put some doilies in here, and that really, doilies you can pick up at the dollar store. Those doilies have a way of softening, even sometimes when it's just a little bit of texture. It has a way of softening things just in a way that's nice. I was just looking to see where, I don't know where I put them. Back where they belong. Where's that? But I did put those, they're there. I'm like, where did I put them somewhere? But I will point that out. The doily I did use, and like I said, they do have a way of adding just a little bit of texture. So maybe I'll do the same thing on this page. It adds a little texture, but like I said, it has a way of softening. I might want the smaller one though. It has a way of softening. Actually, let's do this. What if we did a full one? Sometimes I'll cut them in half. That's what I did on that other layout. I'll cut it in half and put, you know, a little piece here, a little piece there. That's kind of cute though. And then maybe I will do a little half piece tucked here or something on this side. Oh, look at that. You mentioned white, and then white made me think, oh, maybe she's talking about the doilies, but then I was like, oh. So there you go. A soft yellow. I did not pull out a yellow from my stash. I only found the bright one and the other one. I did pull out, when we were looking, I think it just might be too attention grabbing. It just like makes all the attention go there. There was the softer one though, the more not so bright, which probably is what you're referring to. It's kind of pretty. Yeah, let's try it. If all else fails and you find that you're spending too much time deciding, just cut it, because the amount of time that it would make you decide is the same amount of time, or probably less, that it would take you trying to stare at it and decide. So worst case scenario, you don't like it and you have to trace and cut it out again. Which, let's be honest, you probably have enough paper to do that for the most part on these little pieces at least. But yeah, there is no harm in just trying it out. And then if it doesn't work, you'll probably just stick it back in your stash and maybe use it on a future layout if it didn't work on this one. Like I said, I think that's pretty much what happened with that scallop that I was showing you guys earlier. It was cut out and I must have just not showed, I must have said, oh, it doesn't work, and I didn't use it. This scallop, the black polka dot one, it was in my leftover stash. Just probably cut it out and then realized I don't like it. I probably don't need to ink it all. I would probably need to test it first, but I already started, so I'm going to finish. All right. Oh yeah, it's kind of a nice soft look. I like that. Thanks, Julie. All right, and then let me see this beauty here. Probably gonna have to wait on the beauty because in this case, well, here's what I would do. I would cut out this every day because I don't want that. So I'd kind of cut up around the words. And then I would, because when it's outlined words and stickers like this, that's harder to do the backing, right? So in this case, what I would do is I'd cut little section strips, just something to take the stickiness off so that I can actually, play with it a little bit more without it like having to be placed and adhered to my page. This way I can play with it, right? Move it around, play as you create to make that decision. So sometimes with things like that, I'll just place those. Just again, take some of the stickiness off, and then I'll put some pop-up in place of it. Because I want to visualize it. We're such visual people, and I just want to make sure before I like commit to that. And then let's do one more in the middle there. It's kind of like contradicting the sticker. I get it. But like I said, for the most part, when I'm using stickers, I just want a little pop-up too. So where I add those, I'll put pop-up, but I won't take the back off the pop-up yet. This way I can move it around on my page. Oh, that's cute. Cute. See, this paper that I was not quite sure, it's coming together. It's coming together. All right. All right. I didn't ink these, but I'll probably come back and ink them. Well, there was that hummingbird too. I think I'm going to cut out these other little pieces really quickly, pull out the hummingbird. I might throw that hummingbird in. We'll do our giveaway for the last peach of, just peachy set here with the hummingbird and the thing. And I will share a picture when I'm done. I really would love the hummingbird. I just thought it was so cute. Could be cute there, guys. Look how cute that could be. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, we will see. All right. So like I said, I made some decisions over here. I'm going to just transfer them over to the right side and see where that takes us. So I'm going to take some of the more solid pink, and I'm just going to choose a couple elements here to cut those out of. I'm going to do the butterfly because I did the flower last time in that pattern. So instead of the flower, I'll do the butterfly here. And so sometimes I just make random little choices like that. And if you have an idea of like what other pieces you want, then you just cut them out at the same time. So maybe I'll just go ahead and cut out a heart too in this pink now, right? And then I'll start with those ones, put those back so I remember that those were choices I made. Always detach and then just glide that design with your alternate cutting hand. Just like glide this through with these small little design pieces like this. You just kind of glide it through. So we'll do something there, throw the scrap on the floor. And then same thing with this butterfly. I'm just gonna glide it with my other hands, okay? So again, we're using the beautiful patterns and colors in our paper, and then we just cut these out pretty effortlessly for the most part. Slow down like around this. Sometimes you just slow down and go to the tip. Then I'm going to pull back my scissors and I'm going to go back and just around this wing, I'm just going to glide that through, kind of feed it through your scissors with your other hand. And again, I know some of us are new and you're still trying to like a good pair of scissors. I always like to point that out. It makes the world of a difference, first and foremost. But also, it's just kind of like riding a bike, right? You do it a few times and then it just becomes muscle memory. But that's the thing that you just want to pay attention to. It's just gliding it through, feeding it through with your scissors when you're doing little shapes like these ones. Okay. I don't know which pieces are going to be popped up yet, but definitely I'm going to be, I think this design in general, when you're doing some things like this, just scream for pop-up. Personally, I think that's true. They just are like, pop me up. So, oh, I just remembered Lee, how he calls them elevator. Is that right? I just remembered that. I forgot about that. So, guys, I was planning on also maybe highlighting this a little bit, but We'll see. How's everyone doing? Are you guys still awake? Hopefully you're still awake. But when the last expo, I was going to mention this because I might just have to do another live on this, but the diamond dots, have you guys used diamond dots yet on like a layout? Usually diamond dots are for like, oh gosh, those little like painting picture things. You put diamond dots all over. I actually bought one for my daughter, Lacey, for her birthday in September. I had to whisper that, but she loves like puzzles, and she always is on her phone playing this like color in app, like where you like color in like the numbers. She like kind of goes into a zen, so whenever she wants to like escape, she does things like that. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, I should get her one of those. I've seen them a few times, but this time I was like, we should get her one. So I did buy her one for that. But then I was there, and Tina Christensen was there, and my daughter Riley was there at the show, and Riley just started scrapbooking. Literally, the daughter that I did not think that would, she said, I'll never get married, and I don't want to scrap, like, you know, and she's the one, which I love. She's like, Mom, it's so great. Your product is so great. Mom, scrapbooking is so fun. She's so cute. She's like, I was struggling so much, and then I just watched a few videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I can do this. And she definitely picked it up. But no, my other daughters paid attention a little bit more, I think, than Riley did. And she's the one that's like wanting to scrapbook now. Anyways, diamond dots, guys. Yeah, we picked up a few. Riley wanted to try them, and so we ended up splitting a few. And I did it on this layout, the one that I moved to the side for a moment. I do want to finish it. I might put some diamond dots on here too. Maybe I'll make all of these about diamond dots and using your paper stash in a way that you have to build it. So all these layouts will have something in common, but look, yeah, it's kind of fun. We'll see here. Maybe I'll throw a few on here. We can do it live together if we have time. So, yeah, have you guys used them before? For bookmarks, yeah. I was mostly enticed with them being on the layouts. I was a little like, oh, it looks tedious, which it takes time. It definitely takes time. But what I love about it is it's the right type of touch that when you're doing it, you find yourself in this like Zen state. And I'm a big fan of Zen state. So anytime you can find yourself in a flow state, like it's super, I know how beneficial that is for your health in general. So that's why with my daughter, I was like, I'm going to get one her, because anytime I can encourage my kids to find a way to kind of not escape, like it's a different type of Zen. Anyways, yeah, so we'll pull them out here in a moment. But super fun on the page. And these little, they come in so many, and they're, like I said, they take a little bit of time, but they're pretty reasonable. I feel like these were $2 or something. And they go far. I bought a few of these, but then Riley ended up taking, well, she only took out a little bit, enough for her to play with herself, because she was like, why don't you buy them, Mom? And I'll get little bags and take a few out of them. And I was like, okay, I'll buy them and you'll take a few. So yeah. All right, flower decision here. Again, we could do, the choices are the peach, the yellow. Where did I put those patterns? So I could do the yellow here. I could do the peach. I kind of like that peach. That peach, I'm surprised. I don't think I would have naturally chose that initially, but then once I found it in my stash, it stood out to me. So again, just taking those same choices, throwing them over here to the other side. You know, I'm looking at that hummingbird as I sit here and cut this out. And I'm like, what color would I do the hummingbird? I feel like it would need to be like a cream. Maybe a cream with some vellum or something if I did it. That's why I was like, we'll see. We'll come back to that guy. But I think because I keep talking about how can I like soften this a little bit, vellum could be a great way to soften your design too, just adding a little vellum layer. I mean, you could add vellum layers to the butterflies. You can add a vellum layer to some of these flowers. It would really, really soften the thing too. And then I think another dark, a dark one here. A dark green, that is. Sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. I think another dark green, just to add a little bit of that contrast. Those two greens together, I don't know. There's just something so soothing about it. So again, when I'm cutting this little leaf out, I'm really doing like a rough cut on it. I am just like zigzagging back and forth, pretty much just kind of building a rough edge to that leaf in the nature walk. And I'm just doing that like so. Okay. All right. Okay, so Brenda, on attaching the diamond dots, you just, well, let's do one. Let's do one. We'll jump the gun. We'll do it. Glue. You're just using some liquid glue and adhering them down. I'm trying to think. I do have some of these peach colors. I only have the ones that I bought. I bought Madison's wedding colors and Riley's wedding colors because I was like, okay, maybe I'll do some of those. I have actually greens and I have this light cream. I don't think I'll use the purples. So that's what I started with that project in mind, because I like to buy projects, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I want to make sure that I'm going to use it, because yeah. Or like common colors that you probably scrapbook often, I would recommend that. So let's do the cream. And the last flower I did, I actually covered the whole, I did little sections at a time with liquid adhesive. And then I did the whole flower on that purple flower I just showed you on that other page. This one, maybe we'll just do the center of this butterfly. That could be cute. Right? So there's like this little pucker thing, and then these, you have to do this little, I don't know, whatever it's called, wax, that helps you pick these up. So liquid glue. Sorry, I'm working on this small space. I'm going to put this paper over here and this on top so I don't get anything on my picture. And then you just add a little liquid glue. Oh, I feel like these things still dry out. Unfortunately, the gun is nice, but it still kind of acts up sometimes. All right. And you just pick that up and then you drop it down. Oh, I got too much glue on. And you gotta, so again, you can kind of see, whenever I get quiet, that's because I'm really getting lost in what I'm doing. But it has that effect. It just kind of gets you lost. Of course, use glue that dries clear, because you'll have a little glue around the edges. But like I said, it comes with so many, if you're buying them in these little packs, it comes with so many And in some ways, it's better than enamel dots because enamel dots, like my long fingers are sometimes hard, so you have to like use tweezers or something. So I actually prefer that in a lot of ways. But here, yeah, that's what it looks. Yeah, just nice little, easy to do. Like I said, it will take me forever to use this jar. But yeah, could be really pretty to do the hummingbird wings. Now that I'm looking at that, that could be really pretty to do that. This is where all the little details, if you're up for them, come in really fun. Whether you do details or not, though, it usually works out really good. I need a center here on this flower too. So I'm just going to use the stickers again. I'll do the blue here. And yeah. Oh, I want to see I just saw that you posted that symbol that I did tonight. Oh, you did Christmas. Oh my goodness, that makes me want Christmas so bad now. It's only August, guys. Oh, I'm so glad that you finished a page. That looks great. I love it. Okay, those pictures are like priceless. They're so much fun. Oh, I love that you shared that with me. Thank you. Yeah. Yay. I love finished pages. There's nothing more fun about a finished page. All right. Lost the dauber again, guys. Lost the dauber. What did I do with my dauber? Oh, I might have to pull another one out. I don't know what I did, and I'm sure I'll find it in a moment. Okay, there we go. I'll start with another one. Squeaky, squeaky chair. So cute. You can just ink around the stickers a little bit. Thank you so much for coming. No worries. You're very welcome. Wow, you just finished 2023 album. I don't know what years I have done because I don't do chronicle order, but I love that. That's a good feeling. That's awesome. Way to go. What a great accomplishment and goal. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Thank you again for coming. Appreciate it. All right. Maybe we should do the hummingbird. And while we're doing the hummingbird, we'll do our last giveaway. So maybe I'll flip back over to our hummingbird. I don't know. Let me see if I can find some vellum really quickly. I kind of want to try it out. At least do that together. Then I can finish this section up. And I'll post a picture of my layout as well, guys. But I kind of want to see what these diamond dots look like on it. I am looking. I don't think I want another piece of color over here. That's really where I'm like, where's a cream or something? Cream, solid. Maybe I'll do solid cardstock in this case with a vellum on top. I'm trying to think. I just don't know if I want another color competing over here in this corner. Let me move this. Let me see. I don't know. Do you guys think I should do the hummingbird, or is it just too much? I do love that hummingbird. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. Hey guys, remember at the beginning where I was like questioning if this paper was going to work? This page is probably going to be one of my favorites now. I'm really enjoying it. There's just something so fun about it. I'm really having fun. So thank you guys for hanging out, finishing a few pages. Hopefully you're feeling the same thing. Getting a page two done, or you know what? Like I said, if you decide to try out this design, maybe you already did, or whatever, I would love to see it. If you end up doing, you know, a page similar to this page, I'd love to see it. Let's give that a cut. I do love the hummingbird, and I haven't used it for a bit. Somebody's about to win it, so once I can. Oh, that's right. We were going to do a random number, so let me think of a random number. Remember those little scallops on the hummingbird too? I would say approach that the same way I was saying the leaf. Like, I just go back and forth, but like, I am not trying to be perfect in that. I'm just using it as kind of like a guideline, and then whatever I don't get right, I will just ink right over it. Ink right over it. Gotta slow down around this peak though. Peak. That's cute. Worth it. Worth the extra 5 minutes. I don't know. Let's see. The problem with the diamond dots is my mind is like, ooh, where else can I put? I feel like you could go overload with diamond dots. I feel like there's a limit to the diamond dots. Yeah. It is a retired. I brought it from home from the warehouse, and it is a retired set. But much beloved. So let's do that. Let's do that before anyone else has to head out. I know that it's getting late for some of you guys. Let's do a random number. So you guys are going to pick a random number, and we'll keep it tight. I usually do larger numbers, but we're going to keep it tight. We're going to do, okay. We're going to do 1 through 15 because it's our 15th birthday. Ready, set, go. The person that gets the number that I'm thinking in my head, numbers 1 through 15. So there's not too many to guess here, is going to be our third lucky winner for the night for this Just Peachy set. 12, 15, 7, 8, 1, 8, 13, 12, 6, 75. I think that was a typo. 15, 10, 10, 7, 9, 10, 3, 6. Oh, there it is. 6. Lisa S. As long as I didn't see anyone else, but I'm going to call it. Lisa, you are Lisa S. Oh, they're still coming. I'm trying to scroll up. I'm pretty sure I saw your 6. Yes, right there. Lisa, I'm not sure S what that is, but you are our lucky winner, Lisa. Yay! Email support at kiwilane.com with your shipping address, and let them know that you won the Just Peachy set, okay? So from tonight's live, Just Peachy. Aw, it's got a lot of sentiment. Life is peachy sometimes, right? Guys, if you do not yet, and you still wanted to, this is your little reminder. The coupon, playtocreate 2024, free Nature Walk digital idea book. Only good on August 17th till midnight tonight. Just a little gift for you guys coming and celebrating with me tonight and just immersing ourselves in this beautiful hobby. So make sure to check it out. If you already have it, feel free to download it again, share it to a friend to help inspire them in their own scrapbooking, or to get started scrapbooking, because they might be like my Riley, where they'll say, I just don't think it's for me. And then they realize, I actually do like it. So yes. Yay. Congrats, Lisa. So excited for you. I'm looking at this hummingbird thinking, what should I do with it? There's a lot of things. I don't know if I should deck it out with diamond dots. I'm tempted to deck it out. I mean, easily enough, I can add an eye. The wings, I could do colorful wings. I could outline it, but I feel like then it would be so much. Oh, let's finish that up. And then, like I said, I'll probably let you guys go, but I do want to finish up this hummingbird with you. But if you have to go, I really do appreciate it. You guys hanging out with you. Bye, Dawn. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome for the digital idea book. Oh, I thought you were saying goodbye too, but yes, you're welcome on that. Where did I was put this template deck that I used of Lisa's. I'm using your template, Lisa. I'm gonna do a little vellum top and let's see what that looks like. Let's trace another one out. I think that will help soften it. You're very welcome though. Done. All right. Maybe that's what I'll need to do for the next few lives. Just choose some of the giveaway templates, use them, and then give them away. Although I have most of them, but I do have a drawer here, so stay tuned. We'll have to have more live events now that life may be not so busy. I do appreciate and enjoy hanging out with you guys. It feels like it's been a while, so this is nice. I know we have our PJ Playdate for those of you that are club members. We have it next week, so another fun date on the calendar that we'll be able to finish some pages. Actually, I have those pages, you know, I'll be using the Kiwi Club paper, so that'll be nice. And I already have those pictures picked out because I picked them out for the picture perfect. So that will be nice to just be able to sit down and really dive in right away. But despite even having to pick out the paper and just really kind of wrap my head around that, I like where this page is going. So that's always a nice feeling. Kind of adds a little softness. I don't know if you really notice it though. You guys notice it. You can't really tell. I'm gonna have to take pictures for sure. You guys see that? I think maybe I just do the leaves. Oh, it's kind of cute. And then of course this would go on the top. Oh, that's kind of soft and pretty. It has like a nice softness. That top layer is really cute. Definitely a little diamond dot eye will be nice here. I have the diamond dots out, so I might as well. How are we doing? You guys want me to continue? Are you guys all, if most of you guys are headed out in the evening, let me know. Or if you're getting tired, I can always post a picture of the final results here. But I mean, I'm going to be finishing it up here. Yeah, the hummingbird is cute. That's a good one. You're going to love it, Lisa. You'll love it. It's so cute. I think I'm going to need to add some vellum over here on this other side too. So probably what I'll do is I'll take this butterfly and I think I'll just cut the wings because I already put diamond dots down the middle. I'll just cut the wings and do a little vellum on our butterfly too. But only trace out the wings in this case. There we go. Vellum. Every time I use vellum, I really think back at like, I don't even know. Remember when we used to use vellum like pretty heavily in scrapbooking? Oh gosh, over a decade or so, probably more than that. I just remember there was this phase of just vellum everything. Makes me think of that all the time, but I do love just a little bit of vellum here and there. Really, like I said, adds a softness. So when you're making a page like this and you want it to feel a little bit more whimsical or just light and airy, just adding a little bit of vellum can do that trick simply. And the nice thing too is a little vellum goes a long ways. It always seems like that's the case. Although I cut out of a vellum sheet and then I forget where I put the cutout vellum sheet, and then I probably pulled another sheet out when I probably had one that was already cut into, but it's okay. Yeah, used to. Okay, that's kind of hard for you guys to see too, but I promise the pictures are going to tell the tale here. It's nighttime light, it's bright, it's yeah. Let me go ahead and just adhere that down too. I'm gonna just add a little liquid adhesive to this inside here. I'm gonna only add it to the inside and then press that down here in the middle. Like that. I'll press that down too. And let that dry for a minute. And then I'll probably bend those back up just for fun. Even though it's going in a page protector, I'll just bend those wings back up. Okay, we have another little section done here. We really only have this other little collage here. Well, not collage, but cluster that I'm playing around with over here. I think maybe both butterflies coming. I have the tiny turned one in here as well, because we also have the little flower. Yeah, maybe we do something like that. All right, and then a little leaf here. So again, just kind of mimicking and mirroring, basically. Like we could put some of those other, you could even do like a ribbon downwards if you wanted to do something like that. So just kind of mimicking that look a little bit. Oh, I also have this other flower. Maybe we'll throw in the mix there. Okay, so a few more things to get out. Few more things. Yeah, all the things, all the ones that fly, including butterflies, correct. Is it frozen? Or am I not live? Oh, it just gave me a low battery warning. Oh, we better hurry. I'm seeing it still live, but if somebody else is frozen, let me know. Somebody just said Dorothy is frozen as well. You guys confirm, please. Somebody else. Okay, still showing for a few. Okay. Sometimes it's internet connection on the other end as well. That's why I'm like, if it ends up being like a lot, like I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, good. Yes. Because I'm like, is it my internet? That's what the nervousness all the time with the lives is. Like, is it my internet or somebody else's internet? But it takes the two to tango. It takes the two of us internet. So another fun place, if it's just going to add a little diamond dots, I was just thinking about doing just a few on the leaves a little bit there. Could be really cute. Not necessarily the whole leaf, although that could be cute too. I don't know if I want to cover the whole thing for this one though. Or maybe just now that I'm looking, a few in the center of these flowers could be really cute. So that could be really fun. So of course, anything that's like straight edge like this flower, I just go to like a snipping method. So I just kind of rotate it, feeding it through in the circle, and then clip. I think that's why I loved this tiny charm flower. It just seemed to be just so easy. And I would pull just random little flowers. I used it a lot. We're back when we initially released it. Just random flowers. Smallest scrap of paper. Just the smallest little scrap of paper would do the trick. Okay, there we go. I think I'll flip it. I think I'll do the larger leaf in the dark green this time. And then the other one in the light. I don't think I need the whole length though because I'm tucking it. So I'm just going to do a portion. Like so. So I think my battery is almost going to die, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these pieces out so we can all get that full effect of this page that we've been working on. And then I will finish up the details. I don't think I'm going to do the ribbon down. It's a cute idea. I just don't think I'm going to do it on this one. And finish picking the paper because that's what we were kind of focusing on in tonight's event. Is just picking paper and different approaches on how to make decisions on what papers to pick and use. I think I will put one of these butterflies in blue, and then similarly I will soften it probably with some vellum. Okay, so we'll do that one in blue, and I'm taking a peek, kind of thinking ahead here as I cut the one, just kind of thinking ahead, thinking, all right, I have another butterfly, another flower. What can I cut out of what? I have the yellow. I think something out of yellow. And I could do pink again. Oh, the pink polka dot, which we only used here. We were using the solid pink in other areas. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll do one in the pink polka dot, and I'll do one in the yellow. So, and that's again, just kind of cross eliminating as far as options. So you can see as we made some choices over here, I'm just extending them over to the other side. So hopefully that really helps, again, speed up some of those decision makings and then just the process in general. Let me do that in yellow. Okay. You cut that out. Again, just kind of pulling on the back of the scissors and then using the rest of the nose of the scissors to feed it through. So pulling to the back and then just feeding through. And then pull back again and then just feeding through. So when I hit the back or the front, in this case, I do that. Now, you probably heard me say that, like when I cut out the borders, I always stay to the back ends of my scissors and I just do quick shortcuts. When I'm cutting out little details, I pull back, go as much as I can, and then pull back again. So I just found my other dauber. It has more ink on it, so I'm going to use that one. The other one's too new. Sometimes when the dauber's new, it's not as, it doesn't spread as much. So I love when I have a dauber that's like well conditioned. And then when it gets too worn out, like it starts falling apart, you have to start over again. But I do prefer a well-conditioned dauber. And then this little one with the green. So we'll make that choice here. A light green. There's something so nice and soothing about this green. Every time I pick it up, I must really like it. So again, I like to point this out because especially with this Nature Walk leaf, I am not 100% accurate. I'm just doing like a very back and forth, like just a very clipping back. I clip out a little bit, clip out, and then back again. Cover those with ink. And that's right. I wasn't going to ink them. It's just habit. It's habit to ink them. Oh, and then the polka dot. I'm like, which was the last one we were going to do? Yeah, gonna do the pink polka dot up there. And then I'll probably fill in some of the spaces with some of those stickers that we have on the sticker sheet because I have them. So I want to use what I can while I'm inspired to do it. And then, but I will say again, what's so great is when you have these other elements that are kind of structuring your page, I've really noticed that when it comes to adding stickers or something like that, it really gives it a nice, like, just a place to kind of put those stickers, right? Like have it feel a little bit more structured. In that case, like I feel like using that sticker on another layer that's like paper, like a solid sense of paper, really elevates the sticker as well. All right. It's the only one I didn't ink, so I'm gonna ink it really fast. All right, so I think for the most part, we got all our pieces laid out. Again, I don't want to keep you guys too late, but I'm gonna, I don't know, take the next few minutes here, cut some vellum out, and place that back together. Oh, that's right, we were gonna do, well, I was thinking about doing balancing the left. So I'm a very balanced kind of like approach for the most part. Like I said, 90% of the time when I scrapbook, these rules are not like set in stone, but if you're asking me, this is my process. This is my creative process as I play to create for scrapbooking. I like to find patterns, and the patterns meaning like, okay, I like to pull that over, not patterns in paper, like just anything I can find as a similarity in. So that's why I start with one side and then I pull the patterns over to the other side. Similarly, if I have a doily over here, I might consider putting one over here. Not all the time, but I definitely like to balance, which is why the borders are so nice because it does a lot of that instant balance, which then all your other choices, you're kind of just contributing to that balance, cohesiveness. And even though, like I said, despite the collection that we initially started with, oh, there's two in here, was more busier, you know, by adding in some of those blenders, or if needed, if the collection in itself doesn't have them, hopefully within, you know, selecting from your paper stash, you can just soften that a little bit so that you can really allow your pictures to speak volumes at the same time with that, your creative touch to memorialize your memories. We need some pop-up in here. Need some pop-up. Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it's late, like I said, and I just really appreciate it. It's It's always nice. I look forward, like I said, to August. And so this has just been such a much needed night for myself. I look forward to the next PJ Playdate next weekend. I have it on my calendar. I'm planning on it. So hopefully for those of you that are club members, you're planning on it as well. And I will post a picture. I will post a picture, but you do the same. If you were working on a layout or if you use this design as your inspiration, I would love to celebrate that finished page with you. So make sure to share it with me in the community, because I really, really love when I get to celebrate those finished pages with you guys. So thanks again so much, so much. And we will see you guys in the community. And remember to play to create, not just in your hobbies, but in other aspects of your lives. Really take that thought and utilize that, because as you play to create, you really do enhance your creativity in all aspects. And whether that's problem solving or thinking outside of the box or coming up with creative ideas or just immersing yourself in the creative process, all of it is super beneficial and rewarding. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.